Hi folks, and welcome to the Irish Whiskey Review with me, Marty McAuley. I hope everybody's well, hope you're keeping safe, keeping everybody protected in these crazy times that are going on at the minute. We've just been announced again that we're going into a non-lockdown. You can move about, but you just can't go into loved ones' houses. But you can go into a pub. As long as you bring your loved ones with you, you can go into a pub and have a drink. But you can't go indoors and have a cup of tea with them. So, well, in some ways I suppose it maybe makes a bit of sense, but, well, anyway, we'll just have to carry on, muddle through, keep going, and keep the chin up, and possibly have a little drinky. So, what do we have tonight? We have Tullamore d.e.w Phoenix. Now, why did I pick this tonight? Well, I've started up my YouTube channel. You'll know about it because you're watching this review on it. And, well, whenever I got to my 100th subscriber, I wanted to give a little thank you. So I give a little drop of this to the 100th subscriber, who I won't name because data protection or GDPR or something like that. But if he wants to come on and tell me what he thinks about it, I'll certainly share it with you. So this is Tullamore d.e.w Phoenix limited edition, bottled at 55%. It's a mixture of grain whisky, malt whisky, and pot still whisky, finished in an Oloroso sherry cask. Yes. And as I say, bottled at 55%. You could only buy it. It was an airport exclusive, distillery exclusive. It wasn't really available anywhere other than that. And poured a bit more than I thought it was going to there. And as you can see, I've had this for a couple of years now. I've been enjoying it for a while. Yeah. Now Tullamore d.e.w, I always say that it's very light, very estery is how I put it. You know, it's very appley, very approachable, very easy drinking. So a 55% one, well, you kind of think that they are trying to make a statement. Now, why is it called the Phoenix? Well, back in 1785, Tullamore is a little town right in the middle of Ireland. If you're coming from the north, which I would be, coming down, you go to Dublin, hang a right and drive for about an hour and a half, right into the centre of Ireland. And in 1785, it had the world's first air disaster. Yes, folks, right in this little rural town in the middle of Ireland, they decided to fly a balloon. But when it went to take off, it snagged on a chimney, toppled over, caught fire, and burnt down about 100 houses. So the local landlord gave some money to help rebuild, and it totally transformed the town. Now, if you go to Tullamore, the emblem of the town, and I say town, it's not a very big place. Even today, it's fairly small. It's like a big village, nearly as much as a town. But if you go, the emblem of the place is the Phoenix. Not to be confused with the Phoenix in Dublin, because the Phoenix in Dublin, the Phoenix Park, and you'll see other phoenixes about, emblems and stuff, and that comes from the Irish Fiannushka, which means clean water or nice water. So the park, Phoenix Park, is Fiannushka. That's where it comes from. It's clean water, fresh water, and that's how that. So don't get confused. This is not the Phoenix symbol in Tullamore is not to do with this. It's because there was a fire, and the village town came back again. That rose like a phoenix. So you always learn something on this, folks. You always learn something here. It's a bad day you don't learn something. So have a little bit of water. Let you see the colour. For Tullamore, dew is actually quite deep in colour. Now there's no age statement to it, and I'm going to say they've been a little bit heavy-handed with the colouring. I can't see it. It doesn't say there's no colouring in it, so I'm going to say they've added a little bit. Yeah. So this was bottle number 15 of 27,027. So I got one of the high ones, but as a collectible, yeah, it's not very collectible anymore, folks. Now it's non-chill filtered, which we are going to like on this. Give it a little bit of a nose. I've tried this many times, but it's been a while since I've had it. On the nose, what comes through on this is the 55% is a little bit too high for this. When you nose it, you're getting too much alcohol, too fiery. But what is there is sweet, winey rather than sherried. So a sweet wine almost. Quite a lot of oak coming through. So a lot of the cask. There's a spice there. Quite a mild spice. Almost fresh peppery. I think that's probably coming from the pot still. It's kind of like fresh white pepper. Yeah, so at 55 it's just too much. It's coming off a bit too fiery. So on the tongue, again, quite sweet. Sherry coming up there first. This nuttiness, caramel, rich caramel, really quite rich caramel, good, proper, expensive, not the cheap, sort of overly sweet stuff, the good luxury caramel coming through. But again, at 55, it probably needs a little bit of care and work done to it to really get it to ping. Again, sweetness. There's a tiny little bit over oaked, certainly at that strength. On the finish, good, decent long finish. Chocolate, lots of dark chocolate. Coffee, again a little bit of pepper. Touch of vanilla coming through, and a little bit of that spice, that pepper. Now the pepper and the spice are slightly different. The spice that's coming through, it's a cereal spiciness. So I'm automatically wanting to say it like a rye, but it's not. But it's kind of in that ballpark. It's a cereal sweetness, not a sugary sweetness. There's a sugary sweetness on the tongue, which is coming from the sherry, but it really works. It's good. It's got good layers to this. This is good craft at Tullamore, but it does need a little bit of help from yourself, and that's kind of what these 55-60% whiskies do. Now, it's non-chill filtered. Remember, when they chill filter things, they break it down the natural long chain proteins and stuff that are coming from the wood. So when it's chill filtered, sometimes if you put cold water into it, it'll go cloudy. This is not anything, there's nothing wrong with this, but just remember that's what happened. I've seen people getting this and they put water in it and it goes cloudy and they automatically go, oh my god, something, it's off. But it's not. if you put too cold of water into it, essentially the proteins bind together and it makes it cloudy. Now, I'm putting in a teaspoon and a half, and I can see the oiliness, and this is something I always like to look at. When the water goes in and you can see the oils coming around it, when it's that slightly viscous oiliness, it's going to coat your tongue. It's going to coat and give that good, beautiful mouthfeel. That's which I love. I genuinely love a good mouthfeel. Nice. I can see the water working in that already. Yeah, it's become a little sweeter on the nose, where it was like wine sweetness. It's now moved over. It's become a little bit sweeter, but not as sharp as on the wine. There's actually a little bit more of the toffee caramel coming through on the nose than there was at 55. I could probably actually do with another little bit of water on it. Yep, the water helps this. It opens it up, gives it a nice, better balance. On the finish, there's much more of a chocolatey note coming through. Again, espresso coffee coming there. The pepper slightly moved out, and the spiciness isn't as pronounced, but it's still there. It's moved maybe from being spicy to a bit more malty, and it's down. It's taken away the spicy cereal and moved it over towards being a bit malty on the tongue. Again, there's a little bit more vanilla coming through. Yeah, this is still working. Again, it's the chocolates to me is the main thing. There's lots of nice dark cocoa. There's coffee popping in and out there. A bit of buttery note to it. Yeah. Yeah. In terms of Tullamore Dew, I have to say this is one of my favourites. Now, unfortunately, it's a limited edition. There'll be plenty of them about at auction sites, but the price of it keeps going up. I rate this. I think it's as good a Tullamore Dew as there is, and I'd be quite happy to put this up at about 8.5, possibly even heading towards a 9. I really like this because I think there's plenty of work you can do with it. That could probably take another, at that probably half a teaspoon of water, and it would take it, which is surprising for a Tullamore Dew because it is normally so light. This has taken on a good body. The sherry cask has worked really, really well with it. And again, in terms of labelling, I like the bottle, I like the branding, I like the stamp on it. I think this is probably my favourite Tullamore Dew. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 9. And if you happen to come across one of these, I would pick one up. I think that's worth doing. If you're down at Tullamore, do stop into the distillery. What they've done down there in terms of the presentation of the whole place, it's beautiful. It's really, really nice. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and if you get a chance, do try it. Now, congratulations to our 100th subscriber. I was talking to him the other day, and he was well pleased. So good, enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. So take care, and God bless. Bye bye.